Welcome to the latest episode of Branding the Experience. We discuss ways how we can create environments where employees actually want to come to work and customers want to keep coming back. Hi, I'm Ken Bator, your host for Branding the Experience, and our subject today is breaking for Cool Culture Corner. Now, many of you know that Cool Culture Corner is another one of Bator Training and Consulting's programs. It was our first podcast, and we're going to take a break, a little hiatus for Branding the Experience to focus on Cool Culture Corner. And I mention this for a few reasons. One, to point out in our business, sometimes we need to put some projects on the shelf for others that we really need to focus on. And we're getting some really nice traction in terms of guests for Cool Culture Corner, and Branding the Experience is a little bit on hold with some of the subjects and so forth. So it made sense to take a break so that we could put more attention to Cool Culture Corner, to have it be a great podcast this year instead of spreading ourselves too thin with too many objectives with trying to do Branding the Experience and Cool Culture Corner at the same time with some of the other things that we've got on our plate for Bator Training and Consulting. And I suggest that you look at the same for your business, because many times, and I've done this with a number of clients, is tell them I would rather you do 2 or 3 things at a really high level than do 8 things that are kind of half-assedly, if you will, if that's even a word, because the focus is what really builds our brand and builds our culture. And the other reason I want to take a break from Branding the Experience and focus on Cool Culture Corner is because I think that we really need to focus on our team dimensions right now to really get our folks back together with everything that we've been through. Because here in April, May of 2021, we're starting to get to something that looks like a normal. I don't know if there's ever going to be anything that's truly normal, because it seems like in our lifetime, things seem to be normal for about 2 or 3 months, and then there's a new normal or something else on the horizon. So we need to understand exactly, going through all this chaos of COVID and unrest, divisiveness, politics, all this other stuff, and find ways to engage and bring our team back. And 3, I think we've got some great episodes coming for Cool Culture Corner. Earlier this week, we came out with Leslie Hassler's Reviving an Empowered and Disengaged Team. I think that speaks volumes of what we're going through right now. Also coming up is we're going to have the episode of How Winning is Done. Fellow podcaster Jen Pasticus, who has some real insight into really moving your team forward. We've got James Robalata, who's going to talk about vulnerability in team building. And I think that is something that we really need to understand and revisit in 2021, is that as an owner executive, with all of the chaos that's happened, that we don't have all the answers, that many times a vulnerable leader is the best leader. We also have Helene Cahan, who is going to be talking about design thinking in your culture, which was a really intriguing discussion that I had with her, and much more. We're really going to focus on the tagline for Cool Culture Corner, which is how we can better involve our teams, because engagement isn't enough. We talk a lot about employee engagement, and yeah, it's cute that we can bring everybody together, maybe for a picnic, maybe with some masks, maybe after vaccines without masks, but that doesn't cut it. We need to involve our teams more so than any other. And that still ties into Branding the Experience, because as our tagline for this show is creating environments where employees actually want to come to work. That needs to happen before we can really connect with our customers, members, and clients. So I'm going to take a little break with branding the experience, but I really encourage you to tune in to Cool Culture Corner on a number of your podcast platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a number of other popular podcast programs and platforms out there. So tune in to Cool Culture Corner. We'll be back with you with branding the experience a little bit later in 2021 with some other great guests. But thank you for tuning in to branding the experience so far, and we'll be back with you. And tune in to Cool Culture Corner. In the meantime, here's hoping that you continue to brand the experience at a very high level for all those you serve. Take care, and we'll be back with you soon.